People need to understand what this was. This was not an act by a white supremacist. This is not an act of someone who is anti-immigrant. If you read the manifesto, you see that this was history's first trolling mass murder. He was not angry. He was motivated entirely by nihilism, what some people call nihilism. He has no values whatsoever. The manifesto shows it absolutely clearly. He sees this act as a joke. In the manifesto, he makes several statements that are designed to mock any attempt to make sense of what he did. And that's the hallmark of the jokester nihilist. The prime minister and the police chief are expressing their horror. This makes trolls laugh. They're all laughing. The mass murderer walked into a mosque full of unarmed people and stood in the middle of the room and just unloaded magazine after magazine into huddling people. He had no situational awareness. He said afterward that he was in a firefight. A firefight is when people shoot back at you. No one was shooting at him. He dropped his weapon. He dropped his magazines. He was a buffoon. The reason he was able to get away with this is because the people he murdered were unarmed. As far as terrorists go, he's a clown. But that's part of the trolling aspect of this. This is a very important event that everybody in law enforcement needs to really examine. This was the first trolling mass murder. There will be more. I would recommend reading the so-called manifesto because you can see that it's this. This is what trolls are all about. Just this, nothing more. That and alcohol. Again, this was not an act of terrorism carried out against immigrants. This was an act of social media trolling. They're all high-fiving each other. You should see what they're saying. They love it. We're now past the point where it's just verbal assholery. We just had a guy kill more than 40 people as an act of social media trolling, simply so that his troll buddies would do this. All it was a short, unhappy Australian jackass who was trying to impress all his jackass friends. Read his manifesto and you'll see in his own words that this was all just a joke.